Hi, so here I am. I'm going to record about a 25-minute session for you of Pilates. So as always, standing on the mat, feet facing forward, so toes pointing forward, not out or in, but straight forward. Heels at the back. Just rock backwards and forwards a couple of times to make sure that your big toe, your little toe and your heel are firmly embedded in the mat. Imagine you're on a beach and you're pushing your feet into the sand, okay? Soft knees, and then you need to pull your tummy in and go into neutral spine. So just to remind you, I always put my hands there, neutral spine. It's not with your bottom out or tucked in too far, so rock backwards and forwards a couple of times. And then you'll just feel when you're in the middle. And as I've said before, if you just get your two fingers on either hand, pop them each side of the tummy button and cough, you should feel that muscle contract slightly, so you know that you're in neutral spine. Okay, so shoulders back, shoulder blades down towards your back pockets, knees soft, and here we go. So we're going to start off with our head, just loosening up our neck and our head. So we're just going to do 3 or 4 side turns. Okay, just gently looking over our shoulder, not turning the head too far, and doing this really nice and slowly because, as I've said before, Pilates is all about small movements and fluid movements. Okay, so we don't want to sort of jerk or anything. Okay, now we're going to do ear to shoulder. So right ear to right shoulder, left ear to left shoulder. We're going to do 3 either side. 1, and you can feel it starting to stretch your neck out. You should feel a really nice stretch in your neck here. Okay, starting to ease out any tension or stress that we might be feeling. And 3. Final side. We're now just going to do some shoulder rolls just to start our back muscles waking up. About 5 each way, and 5 forward. And now we're just going to warm our arms up, so we're going to do arms straight out, parallel, not too high, not too low, parallel, and we're just going to do 6 or 7 arms forward, just tiny, tiny circles, and then 6 or 7 back. I feel as though I'm rushing you a little bit here, guys, but I'm just conscious of the time. It's really difficult to upload videos of more than 30 minutes. Okay, and then we're going to just take our arms into a H shape and move them up towards the ceiling. And here I'm making sure that my hands are sort of stiffened. I can feel that I'm working them. I'm working the muscles in my fingers and my hands. And also you'll start to feel the top of your arms, your biceps and your deltoids and your muscles sort of towards the back and your shoulder joint starting to work here. So just a couple more. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our hands down. We're just going to roll through our shoulders a little bit. At the same time, I'm just wiggling my fingers to start the fingers working as well. Okay, get those joints moving. And then we're going to do some twists to the side. So we take our arms, again, shoulders, shoulders back, shoulder blades tucked down, tummy button in. Hands sort of fingertips pointing together, and we're just going to turn to each side. So keeping your body still, or your pelvis still, the top of your body is obviously going to move, and we're just gently twisting round to the side and back. And this is starting to work your obliques, muscles down the side of your waist. Okay, so I hope you can see I'm not moving my whole body, it just is twisting the top end of your body from your waist up. Okay, we're going to do 2 more either side. And then we're going to move on, just wake up our feet and our ankles. So big twist round, back, back. Now we're going to wake up our ankles by just pedaling through or stepping through our feet. So just very gently stepping through. Start to feel your toes waking up as well. So they're flattening out as you go up. Okay. And then we're going to just do a couple more of those, and then we're going to start our roll downs and our exercises. So this is just warming your body up a little bit. Okay, so again, just make sure that your big toe, your little toe, and your heel are embedded into the mat. You've got your tummy button still pulled in, and you're still in neutral spine with your shoulder blades down, and your knees are soft. And we're going to do just 3 roll downs. And on the third one, we're going to take our elbows and shake out a little bit, and then we're going to do some mat exercises. So, roll downs are really slow. You just tuck your chin in slightly to your chest, not too far, because you'll feel like you're choking. So just tuck in slightly and roll down with me really slowly. So we're rolling down virtually 1 vertebrae at a time. Now just roll down as far as you can go. If you can only get to here, that's far. That's fine. You don't have to go all the way down. If you can go down to your toes and touch the floor, fantastic. You'll start to feel this if you're doing this slowly in the back of your legs. And we're coming back up 1 vertebrae at a time. So slowly, 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 slowly. Shoulder blades down. And if you can connect your breathing to the exercises, that's really great. So we're breathing through our nose. And then as we go down, we're going to breathe out slowly through our mouth. To the bottom, breathe in, and then exhale as you're coming up very slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time. And then don't forget, on this one, we're going to stay down. So in, chin tucked in, exhaling as we go down, as far as you can go, and then just grab your elbows and just shake your arms very gently from side to side. And while you're holding that and shaking your arms slightly, you should start to feel this in the back of your legs, definitely your calves, maybe your hamstrings, if your hamstrings are slightly tight, all the way up to your bottom, okay, and possibly in your back. You're giving your back a really good stretch here. So now what we're going to do, we're going to just go into ragdoll for a second. So you just shake your arms, do some wrist circles either way. So just turning your wrists either way, circling them, and also your fingers. Okay, so we're still trying to get all of our joints and muscles warmed up and ready for our exercises on the mat. So what we need to do next is come down onto the mat, hands and knees if you can. I've got a problem with my knee at the moment, but it's fine to kneel. And then we're going to just go back into child's pose. So you put your bottom towards your feet. If it doesn't get on your feet, that's okay. If you're super fit, you probably will get your bottom on your feet. Your hands out in front and your forehead on the floor. That's your child's pose, and that's a really relaxing pose that you can go into any time, and it's actually really good for your back as well. So I'm just going to lie there for a second and do some deep breaths in and out. Okay, if you're struggling with child's pose, make sure your knees are apart, okay, and your feet can be together but knees apart. That really helps with child's pose. And then if you bring yourself up into a sitting position, we're going to start with a couple of exercises. So feet hip width apart here, knees up, arms out, and we're just going to roll back into a C curve our back. Okay, so you don't have to go too far, just little small exercises, small moves at best. And up, and inhale and exhale as you go back. Inhale before you come up, and as you come up, exhale. So we do 4 more of those. So inhale, exhale as you're going back as far as you want to. If you want to take it a bit further, you can, but try and keep your feet flat on the mat. Back up. Be conscious you're pulling your tummy button in as well, because that will keep you, or helps keep you in neutral spine. And up. 2 more. Back and up and then back. And then when we come up, I want you to sit really tall. So shoulder blades down, keeping your rib cage down as well. Okay, try not to lift your rib cage. Okay, so we're sitting really straight, and what we're going to do is we're going to go into bow and arrow. So bow and arrow is simply pulling one arm back and looking over your shoulder. Okay, we're going to do 3 of those each side, guys. Again, good for your muscles at the side, your oblique muscles here. Okay, so really controlled moves, looking over your shoulder, to the right, to the left. I've lost count now, so I do 2 either side. Don't forget to keep tummy muscles pulled in, or tummy button pulled in. And then one either side, and that does us for our bow and arrow. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go all the way down, slowly, 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 1 vertebrae at a time until you're flat on your back. I'll just pull myself forward to make sure I'm in view. We're going to pull our knees into our chest for a second. And then we're just going to do some knee rolls. So keeping your feet in the air, take your legs slightly to the side and back to the middle and to the other side and back to the middle and then to the other side. I'm saying other side because I can't see you, so it doesn't matter which side you're doing as long as you're going from one side to the other side, and 1 more each side. So for me that's to the right and then to the left. We're now going to put our feet down flat on the floor, and we're going to do some hip rolls. So this is really good for your hips and for opening your hips as well. So we're just taking our knees to one side, mine are going to the right. We can do 3 either side and hold it for a second. And back to the middle, and again here, the top half of your body shouldn't be moving, it's just the bottom half. So your pelvis obviously will move and your knees are dropping to the floor. Okay, and hands just flat on the floor, whether you have palms to the floor or palms up is up to you. So 1 more on either side. And then 1 more. And now what we're going to do is bridge. So if you haven't done a bridge before, you're working your core, so again just check that you're in neutral. I'm rocking backwards and forwards a little bit. Make sure you're neutral really is your pelvic bone sort of in line with your hip bones, so your hip bones aren't sticking out and your pelvis is down, so they're just in line there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath in, and as we exhale we're coming up into a bridge. Now if you need to push, don't push with your shoulders, push with your heels to get yourself up. So exhaling all the way up into a bridge. A shoulder bridge as far as you can go. Gosh, here's the pose lady. Hold. And then we're going to go down. Okay, so now back up into a bridge. Keeping your tummy button pulled in. And push as high as you can, and now really pull your glutes in. So pull your bottom in, really use those muscles and try and stretch. And you'll feel this in your glutes and in the top of your thighs as well. Then we're going to do 1 more bridge, so come down slowly vertebrae by vertebrae, don't drop it down. And then we're coming up into a bridge again. And we're just going to hold it for a second. Okay, we're going to pull our glutes in and we're going to pulse our arms. So just take your arms a few inches off the mat and do 30 pulses with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can you feel this? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then come down. And that should have got your heart rate up a little bit as well. So let's just pull our knees to our chest and we'll just do some pelvic exercises here. Okay, so first of all we're rolling the spine the coccyx around on the mat to give it a little massage. And now we're going to put our legs down, feet on the floor, and we're going to do some pelvic clocks. Okay, so I want you to imagine you have a clock here between your tummy button and your pelvis. So 12 o'clock at the top, 6 o'clock at the bottom, 9 o'clock on your right, I think, and 3 o'clock on your left. And you imagine you have a marble in the middle of the clock, and we're going to roll it. So I'm going to roll that marble up to 12 o'clock, and then down to 6, and then across to 3, and then up to 12, and then across to 9, and down to 6, and then back up to 12, and across to 3, and down to 6, and finish with up to 12. Okay, so we've just worked our pelvic bones a little bit there and muscles. So now what we're going to do is some leg stretches. So we're going to take both legs up in the air, okay? And we're going to do some toe taps, not leg stretches yet. So we're just going to tap our toe down, sort of to the end of the mat. We're going to do 6 each side, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are our toe taps. We're now going into single leg stretches. So you take one leg and put it flat on the floor. Keep the other leg raised and the knee bent. And put your hands around your knee. And we're just simply going to swap knees or swap legs. So as I'm holding my left leg, so as my left leg goes out, my right leg comes in. So that's 1. We're going to do 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you put your feet down now, and we're going to just stretch out our hamstrings. So one leg bent, and our other leg is coming up, and we're pointing it up in the air, and we're just going to pull on the back of our thigh. Pull the leg gently towards us, just gently. Don't try and get it over your head, okay, because that would be really, really difficult and tough. So just really stretch that out. And then that leg goes down and the other leg comes up. Okay, so you can really feel this stretching your hamstring out. We're going to now turn onto our side. Gosh, this goes far too quick when it's a really short session. And we're just going to do a couple of leg stretches. Leg exercises, sorry guys. So we're just going to take our top leg and bring it up. And then back down. 4 of those. Pointing our toes. 3, 4. Now we're going to flex our foot, our top leg, so that you send all the energy out through your heel. Make sure you're still in neutral spine, even though you're lay down. Keep your tummy button pulled in, okay? And we're just going to spring our leg and swing it round to the front and then take it back. But because we're flexing, we're using a different muscle to the muscle that we've used with the other leg exercises where we've been pointing our toe. 4, we're going to do 2 more of these. 5, 6. Okay, and then we're just going to finish off our legs with the clam. So you just take your feet slightly off the mat, sides of the feet together, and we're just going to open close 4 times. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're now going to turn over and do the other side, so we work the other leg. And I should have said there, guys, if you're new to Pilates, when you do these exercises on the floor, if you need to take a cushion, then do them with your head on your arm so your body is completely stretched out. And I've just got a cushion under my head. Okay, I'm keeping in neutral spine, so I'm not rolling forwards or back. Okay, but my hand is there to support me. If you're used to Pilates, then you can just use your hand to keep your head off the floor and make sure there's a bit of a gap here, because that gives you a better workout for your obliques while you're doing your legs. So it's completely up to you. I do this side lying down. Okay, so I'm just going to lift my leg and do some leg raises. Pointed toe, 3, 6 of these, 4, 5, 6. So now we're going to flex and we're going to kick our leg out in front of us. You can feel that as soon as you flex, can't you, that it's you using different muscles. So here we are, just kicking out in front of us. 1, we're doing 6 of these. 2, I don't know why I'm struggling to balance on this side more than the other. 3, probably because I'm not in neutral or I wasn't. 4, 5, practice what you preach. 6. Okay, so now we're going to clam. So feet slightly off the floor and we're opening 4. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're now going to bring ourselves into a sitting position and we're going to get back on our knees and we're just going to finish off with some balancing exercises. So hands and knees here. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to lift our right arm up and then our left arm up, and then our right leg we're going to stretch out, so don't have it too high or too low, just have it parallel, and then our left leg. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take that one step further and you're going to lift your right arm and your left leg a couple of times, and then your left arm and your right leg a couple of times. And then, believe it or not, we're just going into cool down because the time's just flying. So make sure you're in neutral again. Okay, so right arm and left leg. And down. Left arm and right leg. And down. Right arm and left leg. And down. Left arm and right leg. And down. I have to tell you guys, I'm struggling here because I haven't got a lot of space here in the hall, and I don't know why I'm in the hall, but I am. But never mind, you get the gist of it. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to go into a cat-cow, and then we're going to just have a little relax before we finish. So cat-cow, hands and knees, just like a cat. Lift your back and have a really good cat stretch. This is really good for your back. And then take it down into a cow. So you can see you've got more curvature on the spine now. And then back into cat. And this is good for getting your breathing right, because we inhale and then exhale down into cow. Inhale through the nose and go up as we exhale. And one more. We're going to finish on cat. And then we take ourselves back into neutral spine. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to lie down. So we're going to sit like that. We're going to finish off lying. And we're just going to do some breathing. So what I want you to do now is just some really deep breathing using your diaphragm, which is one of the biggest muscles that we have. And we're going to just breathe in through our nose. And when you breathe in, you'll see that your tummy will rise, and as you breathe out, as you exhale, it will fall. So it's sort of opposite to what we think, because don't we think, as women anyway, when we breathe in, our tummy's going to go in and we hold it in. Well, you don't naturally, so breathe in, tummy's up, exhale down. Now, if you want to put me on pause and do a few more of those, you can do. But what we're going to finish off with then is a really big stretch. So arms stretched out, legs stretched out. Sorry about seeing my tummy. So we're going to have a really big stretch here for a couple of minutes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my arms down, my legs up. I'm going to breathe in to get up slightly, and then I'm going to exhale and bring myself up to a sitting position. So, oh, I can't do it. Hope you've enjoyed enjoyed that. That was a bit of a crazy session, but it's 20 minutes or so for you. So have fun and see you soon. Bye.